Hey, what's going on, guys? It's the Hype Warrior here. You know what I'm saying? Bringing another video. This video does contain, I guess, some spoilers. Down here in South Florida, I just came back from seeing Doctor Strange. Fucking pumped up. No words, man. No words. I mean, Marvel has given us a lot of great movies in the past, but this movie goes even beyond that. Because in the past, we've always gotten physical movies more than anything. And what I mean by that is, in this movie, basically, this movie opens up your third eye, the intellectual, mental capabilities of mankind and sentient beings alike. And that's what makes this movie so great, you know? And not to go off subject, but even though these are fantasy movies, you know, Marvel and DC and whatever, but, you know, it doesn't mean that it's out of grasp. I mean, we live on planet Earth in the middle of a freaking universe. That sounds far-fetched and crazy. I mean, many years ago, that was considered like you would get hung for it. You know what I'm saying? As a witch or something. And now it's credible. But anyway, going beyond that, I mean, we human as the human race, we don't have the capabilities to go for now to go further into the galaxies of experiencing what you call it, interdimensional beings, alien life forms, magic, things like that, levitation, increasing our own abilities to other beings, showing us the way. You know, even though this sounds crazy, it really isn't, because I mean, who knows what's really out there? Until our technology gets further out there, then we can't like evidently know. But we know through common sense and science and just basically that's a possibility. And who knows, maybe another being from another galaxy might actually find us first, you know? Who knows, man? And that's what makes this movie so great. The Marvel Universe, the DC Universe, all this so great and believable in a sense. Anyway, in the beginning of this movie, it opens up with basically you see the Avengers Towers, so you know they're within this storyline. At the end of the movie, Thor, stay for the double ending. This is once again, this review contains spoilers. Stay for the ending of the movie because it's a double ending. And basically, the first ending of the movie, it shows Thor and he's having a drink with Doctor Strange, and they're talking about Loki and Odin. And we're gonna get that we're gonna get that whole interaction in the next movie. You know, Doctor Strange returns, and then also at the second ending, Armundo, who's a character in the comic books, who was basically with Doctor Strange in the Ancient One and the beginning of the movie, and later on realizes that he needs to find his own path because he believes that, what's the point of being the good guy if you're not following the rules? And so he goes on his own quest, whatever, of ridding the world of basically anybody who wields magic, even if you're not a wizard or, basically. And it's sad what he does to one of the characters in the movie, man. I mean, the guy wasn't even a wizard. He was just using magic to sustain his own self from paralysis that he had during the movie. And it's just dark, and the casting in this movie is incredible. I know I'm kind of all over the place, but bear in mind this is just the way I talk sometimes and the way I think. And just anyway, Mad Mikkelsen is in this movie, who you know from Hannibal Lecter, and he's a great actor, very convincing. And he gets really wrapped up in his role, in my opinion, kind of like Heath Ledger did. Tilda Swinton, I don't know if I'm saying her name right. Crazy, like, mad actress in this movie, playing the role of the Ancient One. She's her role is just so beautiful and just well done. Of course, Benedict Cumberbatch, he has a great look for Doctor Strange, and he really just engulfs in his character. Really well casted. I mean, he reminds me of Iron Man, a.k.a. Robert Downey Jr. It's just, I don't think anybody can play that role. Very early to tell, but he just really hits the nail on the head. And then, of course, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, we get Chiwetel Ejiofor. Last time I seen him was in Firefly or the series or the movie. Firefly was a series. The movie was Serenity. I'm sorry about that. The movie Serenity, and he's a very just malevolent, just very convinced with his character, and he doesn't fail in this movie. He does the same thing. Rachel McAdams is in the movie. I always found her to be cute. I haven't seen her in a movie in a while. I always think she has a really cute face. But anyway, just great casting, great acting. The chemistry between all the characters really flow well. Like I said, man, I would highly recommend seeing this. The best parts of the movie, in my opinion, besides the storyline coming together with other parts of the MC universe, but also the casting. The actors are just on point. The actress is on point. And then last but not least, the visuals, man. I would highly recommend seeing this movie in 3D. You know, the 3D aspect really just blows my mind. The back of my eye sockets are still heated up in a good way. I went to go see it in 3D. You know, I'm down here in South Florida. I would highly recommend seeing it in 3D. It will just blow your mind. The visuals are just like eye candy from the beginning of the movie to the very end. Just, you know, it's very intense though. You know, very intense. So if you're not used to 3D movies, or if you're used to a light amount of it, make sure, you know what I'm saying, you burp yourself out and eat a good meat, eat some food, because like the visuals, like it's so daunting and just so like crazy, man. There's one point where Swinton's character, she you know, the Ancient One, she basically you know, palm strikes Doctor Strange, and he astral projects, opening up his third eye and showing him other dimensions and dimensional beings and possibilities, because he's only looking through wow, very intellectual, he's only looking through a keyhole, and his understanding of the world beyond his world is limited. So she opens up that aspect to just greater, and the visuals are so like just so like vomiting crazy that you have to be prepared for it. If you're not, you know, you're probably gonna get dizzy or something. I'm not trying to scare you away from the movie, because I handle it really well, and I'm a person who gets dizzy on rides sometimes. But I would highly recommend just the movie was just incredible. There's just no words, you know. I'm so glad, because, you know, life is not promised tomorrow. R.I.P. all the greats of the past, you know, all people alike. Just, you know, what I'm trying to say is I'm glad to be alive to experience such greatness, man, and in the Marvel Universe. Of course, Stan Lee makes a cameo in this movie. It's a funny one. And just a great movie, man. The Eye of Agamotto, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but, you know, it's well portrayed in this movie. As you know, the Eye of Agamotto, as far as I read in the comics, it grants its wearer, which of course has to be pure of heart. You know, that's the catch of wearing the eye. It can't just be manipulated by anybody, but you have to be pure of heart, and the Eye of Agamotto grants you abilities like interdimensional travel, opening up portals, seeing through people's false lies, basically, and also the most powerful thing is time itself. Manipulating time, but it's very, very dangerous, and of course, manipulating time, even done properly, can still have catastrophic events shown like in other universes, like in The Flash, where, I don't know if you guys watch a TV show where, you know, the speedsters have the ability to manipulate time, but they have to do it. You know, they have security placed in place where time wraiths come after them because they're abusing the timeline. In other words, it's such a powerful ability because it can't be abused. It holds the fabric of space-time continuum itself, and it's portrayed so well in this movie by the Eye of Agamotto and Doctor Strange itself. When he first encounters an apple that he's demonstrating on, and then later on he battles, like I said, this review and thought feeling contains some spoilers. He basically battles Rimuru, which, if you read in the comics, he's like he's a being where he had a sister, I believe. I might be saying it wrong. Could correct me in the comments. He was on this. He's in this universe, and his father bans him and his sister. And basically, he's very, very powerful, and he's just I'm not sure he is, if he's like a demigod or something like that. I mean, he's obviously immortal. I'm not sure exactly what he is. I gotta read more in depth into the comics, but he's very powerful, and definitely one of Doctor Strange villains. And Doctor Strange ends up, it's brilliant how the directors and everybody responsible, the writers for this movie, puts him and Doctor Strange together. Like, Doctor Strange slays this giant, powerful, parallax type being into submission, just using intellect and of course the Eye of Agamotto's magic capabilities, man. It's just fucking brilliantly, excuse my language, done. It's just, it's amazing, man. And you know, and like, you know, and then of course when Doctor Strange gets his relic, you know, you have these relics, a room full of relics basically, and Doctor Strange, he basically gets his relic, which is the cape. I don't know the name of the cape. Once again, you know, I'm new to Doctor Strange. I'm just really reading about him. The rest of the universe I pretty much know pretty decently. But the cape, the relic chooses you, Ramundo explains to Doctor Strange, and basically the cape shows him while combating basically Nemesis. And it's just amazing the way it's done. It's just so badass. The set, the three basically Shanksons that basically shield the world from Rimuru and other beings of the interdimensional multiverse, and the artwork, the sanctions itself, the music is just so beautifully incorporated and well done from the comics, and just its own thing of itself. Just like I said, you will not be disappointed to see this movie. It is fucking amazing. It's beyond. It opened up my eyes. Makes you want to do better in life. Of everything. Personally, I'm a powerlifter. I go to school and I do this. I collect figures and things like that. And just this movie just makes you want to do better in life, and just makes you want to treat people better, and just think about all the possibilities of before what you're gonna say and things like that. It's that powerful to me of a movie. And then last but not least, guys, I want to drop this big spoiler on you guys, which I'm not surprised they brought it in the movie. Well, I'm not surprised they brought it in the movie, but I didn't know it was an Infinity Stone. But the Eye of Agamotto, which Doctor Strange chooses, basically it's an Infinity Stone, which Wong explains to Doctor Strange during the movie. Wong is the Asian librarian who basically guards the I believe the Hong Kong region sanction. But anyway, the Eye of Agamotto is basically an Infinity Stone itself, and I just can't believe that. I can't believe that. It's amazing. And the Infinity Stone, I didn't really read deep into that, but basically, in the comic books, they're owned by these older gods, and they're extremely powerful. And just we know Vision has one. We know in the Guardians of the Galaxy, we know they have the Earth one that's purple, and we know Vision has one on his forehead, and then this one basically is on the Eye of Agamotto. But the thing I don't understand is the Eye of Agamotto can only be wielded by a pure-hearted person. As far as I know, and I could be wrong, but that's what I read in the comic books. I don't know if it's just for the comic books or if it's in the MCU and they changed it. But if Thanos in the last Guardian Galaxy movie says, "Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and get these damn stones myself," basically is what he said at the end of that movie. How is he gonna get a hold of that last Infinity Stone when you have to be pure-hearted to basically wield it? We all know Thanos is not pure-hearted, so I don't know how they're gonna do that. But anyway, it's interesting to know that because the Infinity Stones are basically in a sense scientifical based as far as I know, and this one is magical based. So it's just really incredible how they incorporate this, man. Just the possibilities, man. I'm in love with this entire series. Quick note, I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. As you can see, the Majin tattoo on my left arm. You only put tattoos on your body, obviously, if it's meaningful. And, me, I'm going to get the Winter Soldier cybernetic arm thing put on me. And I'm definitely going to get Marvel and DC put on me because it's just, I can't, I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan first, not to go off subject again. But DC and Marvel, you can't deny their greatness. DC's great in the comics. In my opinion, they're great in the animated movies that come out in the red box all the time. But Marvel is just beyond. And you cannot deny their greatness. Excuse me, guys. Family just walked in. But anyway, you cannot deny their greatness. They're beyond. Anyways, I really hope you like my review. I'm sorry it was kind of sloppy and all over the place, but that's just the way I talk sometimes. I'm so excited for this. Go out there and see it in 3D. Other than that, I hope you like my review. Subscribe, like, stay hyped up. Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? I just wanted to add to the video earlier to the Doctor Strange, my thoughts and feelings and spoilers and whatnot. Anyways, man, the relatability in the movie is just incredible. What I'm trying to say is, I already mentioned it, but I just want to elaborate on something. Okay, magic has been done in movies and TV shows time after time after time. And as far as my personal knowledge, I'm not saying everybody's, but it hasn't really been explained that well. In the Doctor Strange universe, in this movie, magic is explained much better. There's a spoiler alert. There's a guy in the movie. I can't remember, his name's in my head somewhere. But anyway, he basically has a paralyzing injury that basically contorts his body, and he went to basically the Ancient One to heal himself, but he never really actually healed himself. He basically elevated his mind. And the Ancient One talks about chakra. We all know chakra from Naruto. Talks about ki. We know we know Ki from Dragon Ball Z, and what he basically did was he didn't biologically heal his body. He elevated his mind, and he used Ki energy, same thing, to basically well, as far as the Ancient One says, she says that the Ki magic comes from the Ki energy inside of you, inside your soul, inside of your heart, inside of your mind, and basically we take some of that energy from the universe as well. This goes into a couple things: The Secret, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, Star Wars. It's all what that is, and it basically gets formed up, and that's what magic is. And I like how this movie explains that, because in my opinion it's never been explained like that, so it's more relatable, more realistic, and it goes to show you that science and magic are one and the same. How Thor mentions it in his movies. So I just thought it was amazing, man, and this makes it, like I said, more badass for this movie, and just more relatable and taken seriously, you know. And the next thing I want to say is, if you're gonna go see this movie, guys, I would highly recommend, brushing up on the comics, and or checking out YouTube's videos, because DC and Marvel movies are very special. They're not like any other movie where you can just go there blind. You know what I'm saying? You can, and you will still enjoy the movie because it's that good. But for example, I don't know a lot about Doctor Strange. I know a decent amount of him. But reading the comic books, before I went to watch the movie, I read some of his comic books, and I went on YouTube and typed in, who is this, what is this, his villains, all of that stuff, his top 10 villains, all that. And it basically like engulfed my mind with knowledge of Doctor Strange, the Eye of Agamotto, his the relics, his cape, all that stuff, man. And when I went to go see the movie, I was just like, okay, this makes sense. And the great thing about doing that, not only it makes the movie more immersive and a greater experience, but you can see the differences between the MCU cinematic universe, the comic books versus the anime, and that's really cool to see what they did and what they didn't do. So, example, I went to go see Batman versus Superman, and when I did that, I went with a couple of my friends. One of my friends knew like a lot about DC, Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman. But, most people, just like Corvettes and Mustangs, everybody knows that is, but not everybody knows the depth of it. Well, probably not the greatest metaphor, but you know what I'm trying to say. Everybody and their brother, sister's uncle knows who Batman or Superman and Wonder Woman is, but when you ask them the depth of who they are, their character, where they come from, this and that, most people don't know. And that's what takes you out of the experience, in my opinion. So when I went to go see Batman vs. Superman, for an example, that's just one example, with some friends, most of them didn't know who Lex Luthor was. They thought Lex Luthor was Lex Luger, the guy from WWF Wrestling, if you guys knew what I'm talking about. And as far as Doomsday, they didn't know who Doomsday was. They didn't know his origin story. They just saw a big rock guy who evolved and was just like, who is this guy? They didn't even know, they thought his name, they couldn't even get his name correct. So, all I'm saying is brush up on some of the knowledge. And if you already have the knowledge, there's nothing wrong with gaining more knowledge. It just makes for a more immersive experience. Other than that, enjoy the movie. And like I said, man, I keep my personal things. I keep all the movie tickets to the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life. I keep it as memories. And Doctor Strange is definitely one of them. So enjoy the movie. Stay hyped up. Yeah.